folks. Good afternoon, everyone. So, get yourself a cup of coffee, get yourself a cup of water, take out the distractions, and let us have our market focusing. So, today we are gonna be looking at our market focusing for the beginning of the week. And what are we going to be looking at? So, we are gonna be looking at DXY. I don't want the video to be too long, so we're gonna look at the XY, and probably we are also gonna be looking at EU or GU. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be looking at. So heading straight to the XY. So this is the XY. We had our DXY. Let me take off all the drawing, or let me take off everything. Okay, so this is our DXY chart here. I was expecting a sell on Friday, but we hit SL. So I would like to start from the monthly time frame and let's do our top down analysis. So coming to the monthly time frame, as you all can see, we are bullish. Coming to our monthly time frame, from the beginning of the year we have been bearish. So we had this break of structure from the beginning of the year. We have been going down. We have been in a bearish market. But looking at this area, this is where I want to be concentrated, around here. So looking around here, you can see us being bullish this couple of months. The market is trying to push bullish. So for my monthly time frame, where will I be looking at the market? So I'll be looking at this area here as a liquidity, because as you all can see, we have a fair value gap. So I'll be looking at this area here as my drawn liquidity, that maybe price is coming to give us a balanced price range, because this is an inverted fair value gap sleeping on the monthly time frame. So if you look, we have an inverted fair value gap. So price might come up, give us a balanced price range, tap in the fair value gap before giving us a continuation to the sell side, since we have a break of structure. So for now, that's not what we are interested in looking. We are interested in looking on what price is doing presently. So as you all can see, last month we had the CRT, and this month we are looking at price pushing above. So now I can look at price pushing above. You can see price is closing above here. So this one is pushing above, as you can see. So now we have this close above here, and where is price coming from? You can see price coming from this area. So 50%, which if you mark out this area here, it's almost like a key level. So if we take the 50% of this candle, you see price is reacting on the 50% and pushing all the way to the upside. So what am I expected to see? I am expected now to go to the weekly time frame, because our monthly time frame is showing us we are in a bullish market. So we are bullish. So now on this weekly time frame, what am I expected to see on the weekly time frame? So on my weekly time frame, I'm expected to see price continue being bullish all the way up here. And now I will be looking at my confluences on my weekly time frame. So on my weekly time frame, I had this area here. So on my weekly time frame, I had this area here where it was my draw on liquidity last week. So I had this area as my drawn liquidity last week, and as you can see, price came, collected that area and pushed to the downside. So now what am I expected to see? I am expected to see price continuing to the upside. So somewhere around here on the daily time frame, we might have a fair value gap around this area. So I am expected to see price to open, come down, collect liquidity, and then we can have a push to the upside. That was my fundamentals reason why I was looking at the sell on DXY, and unfortunately we hit SL. That was on Friday. So coming out to the daily time frame, okay, so on the daily time frame, as you all can see, this was the market on the daily time frame. So we came down here and collected liquidity, at this area, and now this is where I am interested in. So as you all know, I'm a CRT trader and I trade based on candles. I don't trade based on zones. So I had this area now as a CRT high, and I had this as a CRT low. So now as you all can see, this is the double tap CRT model. So we have this area now as a double tap CRT model where price collect liquidity, and the third candlestick was supposed to give us the impulse to the downside. So I was expecting this on Friday to give me the impulse being the 50% or the opposite end of the range, but unfortunately price just get for some manipulation. So this is now the double top CRT model, which I will post also when I'm uploading the video. I will post so you will see the various type of CRTs that occurs in the market. So I will mark this as my CRT low. So this now will be my CRT low, and this now is going to be my CRT high up here. Yeah, so this is my CRT high and this is my CRT low down here. So now after marking out these key levels, I'm still expecting price to dip down a bit, at least the 50%. So let us check the 50% of this range, because remember we are in an uptrend, and if you are in an uptrend you want to see where price is reacting. So I'm not expecting price to come all the way to the CRT low, even though it might still come, but I'm not expecting price to come all the way to this low, but at least I'm expecting price to respect the 50%. So put my Fibonacci and mark out my 50%. As you can see, this is my 50% sleeping around here, and if my 50% of my Fibonacci is sleeping, I can still see an inverted fair value gap. As you all know, this is a fair value gap sleeping here, so we'll have this, the whole of this area as a daily fair value gap, the whole of this area as a daily fair value gap, and we also have this area as an inverted fair value gap. So you can see this is a fair value gap and a fair value gap here. So this now becomes a balanced price range. Price has tapped in, but I'm still looking at price to come lower to the 50% to collect at least 50% of that fair value gap. So heading now straight to the 2 hours. But now before I head straight to the 2 hours, there's something I would like to explain. So if you all can look technically, when price came above this high, price never closed above the previous day, but price closed below it. That's to tell you that we are still looking at some sell opportunities before continuation of buy. So let's go now to the 4 hours. Let's go to the 4 hours before going down to the let's say the 1 hour. So as you all can see, price came down, never gave us a break of structure, never gave us a market structure shift. Sorry, we never had a market structure shift. This was on Thursday. This was what happened on Thursday. So on Thursday we had this accumulation. Friday came and took the Thursday low, took the low of Thursday and closed above, and price came and took Thursday high. So what happened on Friday is price collected liquidity in both ends, both the low and the high of Thursday, and price closed within the range. So if price is closing within this range, that means definitely I'll be expecting price to come down, take out this level before giving us a new high. So that's just what I'll be looking at, being my 50% key level, which is my 50% Fibonacci. Price haven't respected, and it's also a fair value gap that price might price have to come and collect liquidity. So this is now an internal range liquidity. The whole of this area now is an internal range liquidity. So I'm looking at sales on DXY. So now if you are to go to the 1 hour time frame, which it's not necessary, but I will just go. So if you are to go to the 1 hour time frame, as you all can see on the 1 hour time frame, we are already having price giving us lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So price is giving us lower lows and lower highs. That's to tell you we will have a push to the downside, and this now becomes liquidity in the market. So this area now becomes liquidity in the market. So this becomes liquidity in the market. Yeah, so that becomes liquidity in the market. That price will need to come down, collect this liquidity, take out this level, and then we will have a push to the upside. So that's for DXY. Now heading straight to EU. You know I love EU a lot. I trade EU a lot, and GU. So okay, as you all can see, this is the same thing that happened on EU. I was expecting a buy, but price sold to the downside. So I will also give the same explanation on why I was expecting a buy and price went the opposite direction. So now going to the weekly time frame, I will just take the weekly directly. I will not go to the monthly. So on the weekly time frame, as you all can see, here, we had this CRT that price came up and collected. But now when you look at this market, when you look at this EU, sorry, EU has been downtrending. Like you can see, EU has been in a downtrend. You can see EU has been in a downtrend. We'll be having break of structures, and this level now is the next draw on liquidity that you see me putting here. This way, our draw on liquidity is sleeping, and then we have this overall draw on liquidity that I am looking now at. I'm looking EU to come all the way to this level. But now, why was I expecting a buy to that 50% key level on the 1 hour time frame? As you all saw, I was expecting that buy due to the CRT I spotted on DXY. And you all know when you see CRT in DXY, there's a high chances of the market respecting your CRT model. And also I saw the CRT in EU. So this was what happened. So this was the CRT. So this was the CRT move here. So we had the CRT move here, the CRT low and the CRT high. Young man, Oga, where you come from?